In my last video on 10 ships in Star Citizen absolutely worth real money, I mentioned that I initially had a shortlist of 29 ships in total, so I thought I'd highlight 10 more of my favorites over the past 12 years of playing this epic space MMO. I was heavily criticized and outright attacked by some people in the comments because how can I promote spending hundreds of dollars on ships you can earn in-game? It's simple really. I believe in Star Citizen and want to support CIG's vision because the first space game that blew me away all the way back in the 90s was Wing Commander Prophecy by guess who? Chris Roberts. I'm not trying to force anyone to spend their money, but don't tell me what's worth my money and what isn't. I alone decide that, and the same goes for any other citizen that chooses to support this game. Okay, with that out of the way, let's start with the cheapest and work our way up to the more, God forbid, expensive ships that are worth full money in Star Citizen. Number 1, the RSI Aurora Mk II for $45. My first pledge was a $45 Aurora LN all the way back in 2014, so I'll always love these ships. Fast forward to 2026 and now you can grab the stronger, faster, much improved and better looking Aurora Mk II at the same price. Not only that, but it's modular, meaning you can choose whether you'd like to throw a cargo or combat module on there for $10 extra. Personally, I'd suggest the combat module for the Aurora Mk II, as that will not only give you more missiles to unleash, but an extra shield generator, which is always useful. It's a great little ship that has a bed to log out of, a bit of space for a small box or two, and weapon racks. Very cool. Number 2. The Golem or Salvation for $60 each. Okay, so these are two different ships, all depending on whether you like mining or salvaging. If I had to choose one, even though I find salvaging more relaxing, I'd pick the Golem, simply because it's small enough to fit in many bigger ships for extended mining runs, whereas the Salvation has a bulkier profile. They're both great entry-level ships if you'd like to try your hand at mining or salvaging, although mining is more important than ever with the new crafting system, whereas salvaging is a much easier and relaxing way of making your first few millions in the verse. Number 3, the Anvil Arrow for $75. If you've been watching this channel for a while, you'd know how I feel about the Arrow. Sure, it's a light fighter that's not very versatile, but in my opinion, it's one of the best light fighters by a mile. If you like dogfighting, bounty hunting and ship-to-ship combat, there's no better ship to master than this one. Short claim times also mean that I use my Arrow regularly to get somewhere fast, and it makes one of the best bunker runners for grinding rep once you get good at not getting shot and killed by NPCs. It's also great for low flying through canyons on Daymar for any adrenaline junkies out there. Number 4, the Consolidated Outland Nomad for $80. A great ship with an even better interior. The Nomad is the perfect starter ship for new players looking for a cozy little space home. It's the only ship with hovering landing gear, meaning you can land on many rough surfaces other ships can't. It has a bed, space for a few cargo boxes and a tractor beam. It can also carry my favorite land vehicle of all, the Cyclone RC at the back, if you feel like pretending to be a rally driver from time to time like me. Number 5, the Drake Cutlass Black for $110. This was my first big ship I purchased in-game after grinding for many hours years ago when I started playing. Cutlass Black is the ultimate step up from being a total noob in Star Citizen, as it allows you to carry bigger vehicles like the Rock for planetary mining trips, has enough guns to fend off attackers and enough space for some cargo. It's a ship that can make you plenty of money and allows you to explore a variety of contract mission types to help you find your feet and preferred playstyle in Star Citizen. It's a favorite for a reason. Just don't get one of those big thrusters blown off in a fight. Number 6, the Crusader C1 Spirit for $125. $5. I still remember how excited I got the first time I opened the back of the C1 and saw those red warning lights flashing on the ground. Almost as excited as I was when I first discovered how awesome the VTOL thrusters were on this thing. Incredible. This is a fast, sleek cargo hauler that comes with a built-in tractor beam, perfect for any new traders out there. It also makes a great little explorer if you'd like to take a break from trading once in a while. Number 7. The Anvil F7CS Hornet Ghost Mark II for $185. If you want a fighter that can wreck pretty much any other fighter in-game before they even notice you're there, get the Hornet Ghost Mark II. This ship has one role: killing things stealthily. So if that sounds good to you and you'd like to have one of the sexiest ships in the entire game, this is it. Of course, you can also drop the stealth for a ton more guns, making you almost on par with the dreaded F7A or Super Hornet Mark II, but at a fraction of the cost, so there's that. But if you prefer lurking in the shadows, few ships do it better than the Ghost. Number 8. The Esperia Prowler Utility for $300. Speaking of ghosts, the Prowler Utility is the ultimate ship for those traders who prefer the riskier trade routes, because despite being quite big, allows you to remain undetected without much effort. You'll be picking up and dropping off cargo in the most dangerous places without the increased risk of some other haulers out there. If you're a smuggler in Star Citizen, this is the ship to get, because not only is it stealthy, fast and durable, but has impressive firepower to fend off would-be pirates should they get in your way. Number 9. The MISC Starlancer TAC for $375. This is one ship that was really hard to cut from the original video, because I absolutely love my TAC as a mobile space home. Sure, it's not cheap by any means, but you're essentially getting a mini Carrack with this one. Okay, maybe that's pushing it a bit, but hear me out. It has beds, a small hangar for a snub fighter, medical beds to respawn at, rear-firing missiles, turrets for days, plenty of cargo space, and a hull that's tough as nails. I mean, what's not to like? Well, the speed. Okay, so it's slow as hell. But as someone who mostly plays Star Citizen solo, the TAC makes a great mobile base for a lone wolf like me. Number 10. The Crusader C2 Starlifter for $400. Before there was the Hull C, the Crusader C2 Starlifter was the undisputed king of trading. And for me, it still is. You see, the C2 does not only allow you to use far more trade routes, but can also act as a transport ship for many land vehicles and even small fighters. Doesn't some medevac in there for respawns, or even the Golem for extended mining runs. The versatility the C2 offers you is endless. You literally never have to return to a station if you plan your outings beforehand. Speaking of great space homes and versatility, be sure to check out this video on the best daily drivers and let us know in the comments which ships you think are worth full money in Star Citizen.